Hello, and welcome to The Successful Introvert, How to Confidently Grow Your Business and Your Bank Account, a weekly interview series where I will be interviewing experts on how to grow your confidence, step out of your comfort zone, and thrive in your business. I'm Erin Sum, confidence coach, supporting shy and introverted women entrepreneurs to step past their fears of being seen and heard and into confidence so they can shine their bright, beautiful light, making a bigger difference in the world and in their finances. Make sure to join the free Stand Up and Shine Confidence Challenge at erinsum.com/confidence challenge to expand your confidence and increase your income in less than 10 minutes a day. I am so excited today to have Angel Erica with us. Hello, Erica. How are you?
Good, and yourself?
Good, thanks. So everyone, Angel Erica, this is really exciting. She's an intuitive medium and a psychic with an innate ability to communicate with loved ones who've crossed over. Regardless of the subject matter, from relationships, personal development, or finances, she tunes into your spiritual energy to provide you with an in-depth reading that will offer you insight to help you find your path. She's the VP of the Holistic Chamber of Commerce in the Bay Area. She's active in the community and helping people find their inner selves through their readings and healing work. Her mission is to help millions of people tap into their higher self and to find their path and journey. That's awesome. I'm so excited to hear more about that, Erica. So tell me a little bit more about your business and what it is that you do.
So I started my business about 2 years ago when my uncle passed away, and it became real that I could see spirit. I see them in color, and I see them as though I'm looking at you. And so it's really real for me when I connect with spirit. And I started my journey. I moved out here to California 2 years ago. And that's when I started to tap into my abilities and accept myself. And so that's how I began my journey.
Very nice. And so tell us a little bit more about what you do in your business.
So I do mediumship readings where I connect with spirit. We have built a relationship with each other where I deliver their messages in a healing and moving forward journey for you, tapping in and giving you tools on how to tap into that awareness, those abilities that each and every one of us have, but we just don't know how to access them. And so through spirit, I give you those messages and I help you tap into your inner self and your awareness through my mediumship readings.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about how does one tap into their higher self and what does that mean?
So tapping into your higher self, you can access that through meditation, silencing your mind, your body, and meditation doesn't have to be sitting in a bedroom or a room silently. It could be exercising, it could be walking around a park, it could be doing a puzzle or knitting, crocheting, any type of meditation technique that works for you. Some people like to have something physically in their hands to be able to quiet their mind. Some people, it just comes very natural and they can sit down and they can listen to music. However it works for you, you have to find the technique that works best for you. And so for everybody, it's different.
Okay, that's really interesting because I think a lot of people think that meditation is you have to sit there and just quiet your mind and you have to shut off the thoughts, but there's lots of different ways to meditate.
Yes. Yoga is a good one, Pilates, and all of the other ones that I had mentioned before. So it's just really finding that technique that's passion for you and that it doesn't feel like, oh, I got to go meditate. It's a practice that comes naturally and that is fun and entertaining for you to connect with your higher self.
Nice. I love that. Great. And so any other tips on tapping into your higher self?
I suggest a lot of times mirroring work, affirmation work. writing things about yourself, your soul. How do you
Mhm.
want to connect with your soul? How do you want to love your soul? Because that's what our inner self is our soul. And
Mhm.
so when we write affirmations about ourselves, I love me, the person that I see in the mirror is beautiful, I'm confident, I'm courageous, those types of things. But then the next step is getting in the mirror and talking to your soul, looking inside of that, behind your eyes, into the internal self, and saying those things to yourself and believing them and having confidence and learning how to let go of judgment of yourself.
Mm.
That's how you can connect with your higher self, which is your soul. It's about anything that's positive, any awareness that you want to change about a limiting belief. So it first involves paying attention to your thoughts
Mhm.
and cancel, clear, delete right away when it's something negative. And so that's a really good technique, is to remind yourself, cancel, clear, delete. That's not what I want. This is what I want. I want confidence. I want love. I want self-awareness. And so the more that people can be mindful of the thoughts and the process, because it takes being mindful of it first in order
Mhm.
to see the patterns of the negative belief system that we've created for ourselves. And
Right.
so first it's being aware of it.
Right. So you're saying if someone is walking around and they're going, oh my God, I'm so fat, or oh, I'm so stupid, to say cancel, clear, delete, and to get that, that helps remove that thought. And then to say the opposites of what they want. So I'm beautiful just the way I am, or I am confident, or I have so much value to bring, or something more positive, you know, the opposite of that negative belief.
Right, because once we become more aware of it, then we will attract people that uplift us and tell us those things like,
Right.
"Oh my God, you're beautiful today." And then at first it's like, "Oh, I'm not used to it. I'm
Yeah.
not used to somebody saying this to me." And so at first it's like that innate wanting to respond in a negative way, like, "Really? No, I'm not," and catching yourself and saying, thank you. Yes, I am beautiful. I am confident. And so it's really self awareness and catching yourself in the moment and correcting it.
Right. Yes, that's really important. Yeah, you can't change something that you don't know is happening, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so awareness is number one for sure. Great. Okay. I love that. So tell us a little bit more about self-love and the importance of self-love. Why is self-love important? We're talking about changing your thoughts and beliefs, but why is that important?
Self love is important because we cannot love anybody else before we love ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can't give that unconditional love to somebody else. And so, unless we connect with ourselves and love ourselves, we cannot attract people that will love us, that will care for us, that will nurture us. And so, first, it's the inner work that needs to be done.
Right.
Why what are your blocks? What are your holdbacks? Why is this coming up for you, right? And sometimes it's because of our parents and how we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we didn't have that hugging or that I love you or those positive uplifting things in our life. And so we have to identify that first. Where is this coming from?
Right.
What is my historical belief system from my parents, my grandparents, right? And so we have to acknowledge the patterns, whether good or bad, and really start fixing them or correcting them or acknowledging them. And that's how we find that self-love, to be able to change them for me, because now we're adult and we can make those choices. Are we going to stay in a place where I want to feel pity, I want to feel misery, I
Right.
want to be saved by somebody else? Well, nobody else can save you but you, and
Right.
nobody else can find that love for you but you. And so just being aware of that you will not find love for yourself from anybody else but you.
Right. Right. And that comes down to your business too. It comes down to really every aspect in your life. You're going to attract the clients that your non-ideal clients when you are in love with yourself. You're going to attract all sorts of different things and negative things when you don't have that self-love for yourself, because you're not holding yourself to that level of, self-love and importance and valuing yourself.
Correct. And so every time you encounter somebody, it's a mirror for you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you can see that mirror and allow yourself, if you feel a certain way about an individual, ask yourself, where is this coming from?
Right.
What's underlining for me that is being shown to me through this other individual? And
Mm-hmm.
so it's not that you don't like that person, it's that they're reflecting something that you're not willing to see within yourself. And
Right.
so you have to start asking, why is this person showing up for me? What are they supposed to teach me? What am I supposed to learn from them? And so that's how we grow out of, feeling pity for ourselves or not wanting to move forward, when we ask those questions. Spirit, why is this person showing up in my life? What do I need to change, or what do I need to see that right now I'm not wanting to see? There's a
Mm-hmm.
difference, wanting
Right.
and willing.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's so important to be able to see our own stuff within, our reactions and our looking at other people and our experiences, and looking at why are we feeling that way, right?
Yes. And what is that person triggering
Mm-hmm.
inside of me that I need to move forward and work on? Because our healing never stops. Healing work is always a constant thing. And so when we become more aware of what is our life lesson, what are we here to do, then it becomes easier each time that lesson comes around again and again for us. So
Right.
when a person comes through and we live that opportunity or that choice or that lesson, and it comes back around again, then it becomes easier to see through it and say, okay, what is it that I still need to learn?
Mm-hmm.
And being open to hearing the responses.
Yeah. And I think it's important what you said about these things coming around again. These experiences of, a lot of times they say in dating that we date the same man with a different face over and over again, right? Or you'll attract the same client over and over again with a different face, because there's something there that we have to deal with. And until we deal with that issue, we're going to keep attracting those people that tell us, okay, there's something that you need to deal with here.
Yes, exactly. And
Yeah.
one has to be really open and having the awareness to want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first step of change, is being willing to see your flaws, right? Being willing to see what it is that I maybe learned from my parents or my peers or teachers. What I call it is unconditioning ourselves completely,
Mm.
right? We have to uncondition from these patterns that society has created for us, and tapping into our inner self and recreating those patterns for ourselves in a healthier and more positive way.
Right. Absolutely. I love that. So tell us why it's important to have self-confidence and motivation, self-motivation.
So, why is it important? Because when you're interacting with somebody, your energy tells everything, right? When you are slumpy and you are energized,
Mm-hmm.
somebody can feel that, somebody can see that. And so, when you work on yourself and that inner love for yourself, you approach people with that intention, you approach them with that energy, because you're doing your work, you're doing your healing work that is needed.
Right.
And so you can't lie to somebody. Your energy tells everything. The way you approach it, the way you are feeling, the way you are deciding to look at life, right? Somebody can see it through looking through your eyes, because your soul's not going to lie to that person. And so when you tap into that soul, you start understanding, what do I need? I need happiness. I need joy. I need freedom, right? We need freedom to be happy.
Right.
And how do we have freedom and happiness? Is by letting go of worry and fear. A technique that I tell people is, every time you fear about something, it's uncontrol. It's not having control, right? And we are not in control. Spirit, God, whoever you want to believe in, is the ultimate control of what happens in our life.
Right.
And so when you learn to release that control and tap into that inner self, it's a freeless feeling, and it's just a magical place to be in. And so a technique that I teach people is a grounding cord. And what this is we create it from our root chakra, which is at our tailbone. That's the energy center of our root. And so you can imagine a cord as like a plastic cord, or a root of a tree, or just, a pole coming down from your root chakra. And so you ground this into Mother Earth, into the earth energy. And you gather all of this worry and all of this fear, because you have no control over it. You don't have control of money issues, of worrying about it. You're blocking it by worrying and fearing about it. And so the technique that I help people is to gather all of that and send it down your grounding cord. Because when you learn to trust in the universe, that is where the answers are. That is where the gifts are. That's where you receive and give. And once you are able to tap into that energy, you don't have to worry and fear anymore, because the things come in magical ways. That you manifest them. You interact with them. You receive them in a way that you don't have to question them anymore. And so that's a good technique for people to do when they feel worried and they feel out of control.
Yeah, I love that. I love the idea of gathering all the worries and all the concerns and all the stresses, and kind of letting them go. I love that.
And it builds your confidence, right? To
Yeah.
have that technique to use and say, I got this. I believe. I can create. I can manifest. That's the power and the confidence that I have within myself. And really tapping into it and believing it, right? And that's what confidence is believing in your internal self, believing in your guidance, that no matter what situation they are putting you in, there's a reason for that.
Right.
And that's the reason that we have to ask for. Why is this showing up? Why are you putting me down this path? Right? And then listening for the answers through meditation.
Yeah, I love that. Awesome. Any other tips or any other things that you want to leave with the viewers today?
I know we often say we don't have time, right? That's a big thing for everybody. I don't have time. And so what I tell people is, we do have time. Putting away our phone for 5 minutes, or as we're going to work in the morning, shut the music off, or go take time for yourself. A lot of people don't know how to take time for themselves. And that's what self-love is, taking time and making yourself a priority.
Yeah.
And so always have time. We just have to make time. And so when you make time for yourself, then that's a priority. You make yourself a priority. And so that's a suggestion that I can give them, is making yourself a priority, because that is self-love. That's not ego. That is self-love and awareness for you.
Right. Yeah, we like to think that there's not enough time to give ourselves the self-care that we need, and to love on ourselves. We have to take care of everyone else first, and that it's selfish to take care of ourselves. And it's really not. It's really, we really have to take care of ourselves in order to thrive, and to live a really, successful, happy, healthy life. So yeah, that's a really great tip. Great reminder.
Yes. So those are a few tips that I give my clients to help themselves move forward, because it's about moving forward and being present in the present moment, and really um, looking around what's happening within you and out in front of you.
Right.
And by doing that, we become more aware of ourselves, because a lot of times we're like worrying about what's happening tomorrow, what happens next year, what is happening, a week from now.
Mm-hmm.
But when we live in the present moment, we get more out of it. We live to feel free. We live to be happy. And so I invite people to really pay attention to how they are living. Are they living in the moment, or are they always living in the future?
Right. Yeah, that's so important. And we can't give from an empty cup either, right? So if we're constantly going and taking care of everyone else and not giving ourselves the love and care that we need to thrive and to stay healthy, we won't be able to take care of them either. So it's really important to take really good care of ourselves, all the time.
Yes. And if that takes a salt bath or a pedicure or going to get your hair done,
Mhm.
anything that relaxes you and puts you in that state of, I can receive, I can love myself, and I can have this. Because a lot of times we feel like we don't deserve it. We don't think we are worthy enough of it. And
Right.
so that's also self-love, of feeling worthy of receiving. When a girlfriend or a guy friend wants to take you out for dinner and say, I'm paying, you say, thank you.
Mhm.
Don't sit there and fight and say, no, I want to pay. No, no, I want to pay. If somebody is taking you out somewhere, be mindful of, are you rejecting those things that spirit is sending you, the universe is sending you and gifting to you? And that's the lack of confidence within yourself. I always need to pay. I always need to have to do this,
Mhm.
right? It's really tapping into that giving and receiving mode too.
Right. And the self-worth too. It really comes down
Yeah.
a lot to the self-worth. Do I feel worthy of someone paying for my dinner or a cup of coffee or to take me to the movies or a gift?
Yes, it's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this was fabulous. I think you gave so many great tips and awarenesses. So I'm sure everyone has really gotten a lot out of it today. I really appreciate having you. And please tell us a little bit about the meditation you're giving to viewers today and how they can get that.
So the meditation is about tapping into your higher self and connecting with your spirit guides and your spirit animals. So this meditation technique is going to take you into a space where you can meet your guides
Mm.
and your spirit animals and connect with them, and know that this place is always of existence. It's whether or not you want to be there. And so this is an opportunity to tap into that energy and to meet them, to see them. If you're a visual person, I use my third eye so I can see. And so for some people, it's just sensing, it's feeling. For others, it's just the knowing, the thoughts that come through your mind when you're connecting with them. And so, however it is in your ability, just allow to receive whatever you feel in that moment and in that space.
Mm, nice. I love that. So I will be posting the link below after the interview, but it's angelerica.com/landing-page to get that meditation. And I'll post that below as well. And how can viewers get in touch with you, Erica, if they would like to chat with you a little bit further?
They can visit my website, angelerica.com, or my Facebook, Angel Erica 12 on Facebook. I do have a where I do lives once a month to get a one card reading. And so that's an opportunity to maybe ask a question or get guidance. And so I do that once a month.
Okay, fantastic. Well, it was so wonderful chatting with you today, Erica, and I thank you so much for being on.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity to have this space.
Oh, yes, you're welcome so much. So everyone, tune in. You can always watch the past interviews and replays on my website at erinsum.com. You go to the blog section, and there's a little drop-down menu that says The Successful Introvert, and you go there, and you can watch all past interviews. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time.